Greetings, everyone. This is the, I guess, official launch of the Kickstarter for Young and the Dead. I launched it earlier this morning, but I wanted to do a live stream because one of the what do you call them? the backer goals or the tiers, I guess, is well, there's actually a few of them. And they are these zombie sketch covers. So this is just a blank cover. There's actually a few tiers that have just the blank sketch cover that you can get, and it's the comic with the blank cover. So if you want to do your own sketch on it, there's tiers with that. And there's add-ons where you can just add on one of these if you want, or two or three or whatever, if you want to draw a bunch of these covers. That's available. But let me show you these. We'll just do a little, I don't know, maybe I should wait on this. We got some people in the chat. This is actually the first, I think this is like the first chat that I've done in a long time, other than like Artcasters. Actually, I'm getting ready to redo my whole studio, and once that's done, I'm gonna have better equipment and everything. I want to do more live streams. So this is kind of just a quick setup. So hopefully the picture quality is good. I'm just using my webcam, but I thought I would ask this to the chat. Little 80s trivia. So I'm going to show you some of these covers. You just tell me what this is based on, what this is an homage to. So and all these sketches are zombies, and I can hold it up a little bit. They're 80s, basically 80s zombies based on, I don't know how well that picture quality, but anyone know what this is from? I probably should have waited till we're further in. We got more people flowing into the chat, but I see Ultimate Gamer. I see Salazar Art and H. Yep, there you go. Salazar got it. Frank got it. That is Footloose. All right, Frank. What about this one? You know that one? I'm waiting. Classic movie. I'll give you a hint. John Cusack is in it. Anyway, that's all right. And this one isn't from a movie or anything. I don't even know if it's actually, it's kind of a yeah, right. Say Anything. So this is just sort of a famous photo of LL Cool J that kind of circulates online, and I just decided to zombify him. So that's what I'm going to do today is do one of these zombie sketches, because these are actual rewards. But before, let's just check in on the Kickstarter here. I'm going to bring this up here. So right now, as I'm recording, we are, and let me know, I assume everyone can hear me okay. Let's see. So we're getting there. We're getting close to our goal. My goal is to fund in the first 24 hours. So hopefully we can do that. But right now we're at $791 out of my $1,200 goal. And, we just started, so we're 30 days to go. But here, I'm just going to go through here. I was going to show, I guess these are probably better quality. I actually have some of these. I showed these, guess I can't show this at the same time. I was going to show you some printouts of these. I showed these on a video that I put up today about variant covers. But here, I've also got all these variant covers. There's tiers with all the variant covers. There are, or you can get these add-ons too, but each issue has its own variant cover. This one is done by Russ Leach, the comic book black belt. Very cool design. Here, this is the variant cover. You can't see it all at once, but I'll show them again later. I'll show the printouts later in the stream here. This is by Federica Marchetti, and she is an artist that I work with on a project, and she's amazing. And did this of the kids fighting in an arcade, fighting zombies and everything. If you're not familiar with Young and the Dead, it's a kids versus zombie adventure story. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. So if you're into Goonies, Monster Squad, E.T., it takes place in the 80s, Stranger Things, all that kind of stuff. You'll probably dig it. So, and here's some of the interior artwork by yours truly. That's the standard cover for the new issues, issue 5. So if you already have the other issues, the new issue is issue number 5. And then, like I said, there's variant covers of all the other issues or standard covers. So all that stuff's available just depending on what you have or whatever. If you're new to it, like I said, it's kind of in the spirit of Goonies, Monster Squad, Gremlins, Stranger Things, Night of the Living Dead. This is a variant cover for issue number 3 by Gary Hodges. And if you're familiar with Gary's been on the Artcasters a number of times. And Young and the Dead is Young and the Dead. This is Young and the Dead #2 variant cover by my friend Corey Kerr, who hosts the Artcasters with me. And of course, Joshua Kimball's EC Comics homage here for Young and the Dead #1. And then, so, you've got the PDF. You've got, this is just the PDF version of all the comics. Then the first physical pledge. This can be for any issue you want. So this $15 pledge for any issue you want. Oh, and if you're in the U.S., shipping is free on this Kickstarter. So there's not going to be any extra shipping if you're in the U.S. If you are international, there's bonuses they're thrown in. I'm going to show you those bonuses in just a minute to kind of offset the shipping cost on that, because that can get a little pricey when you're shipping international. So I want to give you guys internationally some extras. And this the #4 triple sheet, it's all ice cream themed, because part of the comic, the new comic, they're kind of racing to this sort of research facility in an old ice cream truck. And if you read the previous issue 4, that's kind of where it ended, where they got in this truck and they headed out. So that's why we got kind of an ice cream theme going on here for the Kickstarter. But here we've got all 5 of the standard issues, and of course there's extras, and I will be, once we hit our goal, I'll be announcing some stretch goals and things like that. This one is the ice cream sandwich #5. That is all the variant covers. That's a $40 tier. This one is the special. This one's limited, and this one's got some cool stuff. This one is got and I'll show you a close-up of this in a minute, but this is a signed and remarked cover of issue 5, plus all the other issues standard, plus you've got your digital, and then this little zombie threat level thing that some of these tiers have, where you can cut that out, and just depending on where you are in the zombie apocalypse, or what kind of day you're having, you can put that up. And then let's see, tier #7, the root beer float. This one has all the standard issues physical, all the variant issues physical, a sketch cover, and then also the PDFs and that little zombie threat level. And then once we get up here into some of the higher tiers, this is when you start getting into the sketch covers that I'm going to be doing. So, I mean, I usually charge for a sketch cover when I'm at an event. I usually charge more than $100, and here you get that sketch cover along with all the other, standard issues here, plus the PDF, plus the zombie threat levels. And then, I'll throw up some of your comments in just a minute here. At the $150 level, the banana split, that's when you get, this is a pretty good one. This is where you get all the standard physical issues, all the standard variant issues, plus a blank sketch cover for you to draw yourself. Then you get a sketch cover, one of these that I'm going to be drawing on the stream. You get the zombie threat level, and you get the PDF versions. And then the big one, there's only one of these, because this includes the original artwork for the cover of Young and the Dead, the standard cover for Young and the Dead #5. So that's got all this stuff in the previous one, plus this, one of a kind. That's the original artwork right there. So, and then here you get some of the, like I said, you can, if you want to add things on, if you've got to fill in your collection, all the standard issues, you can add one of those when you check out or when you pledge. Here's all the variant covers. You can get those separately if you want. And then here, I'm going to show you these. I'm actually going to show you these actual things, but this is what this $30, if you're in the US and you want to get these, $30, but the US or the international backers get this stuff for free, because the shipping is like $25. So I figured I'll give you something that's worth $30. So it won't be, I don't know how else to do it. I'm not Amazon, so there's no way getting around that shipping cost. So I'm going to go back to the webcam here. Let's see what is going on here. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay. So like I said, here, let me show you these real quick. This is what that early bird remark looks like. This is one of the remarks. So this is drawn right on the cover and then signed. And those are very limited. And that's probably right now, that's probably your best best bet as far as the least amount of money and getting the most. You're getting this original this original remark. And I'll probably do another stream where I do some of these remarks. But today I'm going to do the sketch covers. And then here, like I said, if you're an international backer, US backers, you can get this too. It's $30. You can add on to this, but it's got a 3D print here. It actually is 3D. It comes with the glasses. It's this zombie research in progress. You can hang this on your door if you don't want to be disturbed. I got the zombie, Young and the Dead zombie paper mask, and this crossbone zombie sticker. So all that stuff is available free for international backers. So and US backers can get that too. So I guess let's get into it. First, let me pull up some of the stuff in the chat here. We've got let's see how many people we got. All right, let's see. We got Salazar Art Nation is saying, I like Gary's cover. It gives me a Lowrider magazine vibes. Yeah, definitely. And that Trans Am that's in that is a big part of the. It's featured heavily within the series and everything. We got Squatchy in the chat. Hey Squatchy, how's it going? Tit Goblins say anything. Yes, you got that right. And then let's see, Keith Harper is in the chat. Hey Keith, how's it going? We got Red Room Trading. Who else we got? Ultimate Gamer. Bold Line Design. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I love it. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna dive in here. So, like I said, what I'm gonna do here, and I do kind of have a hard out, and I don't know if this stream is starting early or late because the problem is the clock on my is way fast. So, but anyway, so we're live now. So let's see. I know a lot of people are just going to watch this on the replay anyway. But like I said, if you are interested in, if I put a lot of content out here on YouTube. So if you ever felt like I gave you any value from that, and you want to give back, yeah, I mean, you're going to get something in return. There's tons of cool rewards and everything too. So, all right. So what I think I'm going to do, like I said, I'm doing all 80s theme. So I do have a heart out in like, I think around a little before 9 Pacific time. So we'll see if we can get one or two of these done. I don't know if we'll get 2 done, maybe 1.5 or we'll see. And sometimes I have to let the ink dry before I go to the marker stage. But so we're doing 80s themes. Here, let's pull up. We got another one, Reaper's Horror Stories. Kind of new to this channel. I've been really digging your back catalog of videos. Well, I am glad to have you on board, Reaper. It's always great to see new faces, and hopefully I'll be doing more live streams as I continue to promote this Kickstarter. So I think I'm going to do I did one of these, I think the last Kickstarter, like sort of a punk rocker, because that's kind of 80s, a punk rocker zombie. So let's see. I'm just start here, and of course I'll try my best to talk while I'm going to redraw that head because I want to give plenty of rooms, because I want to give them like a mohawk or some Liberty spikes or something like that. So I want to bring that down a little bit so we have room for that. And I might have it go over the logo a little bit, but I might want those to be pretty big. But again, this is part of, one of the tiers will be one of these sketches. So all these sketches that I do, I'm going to be not giving away, but they'll be part of those tiers. So, but it's fun to get back to doing these live drawings and everything. It's been a while since I've done one, other than just the Artcaster show, and I don't always draw on that show. And I know it's a little hard to see right now. I wonder if in the future I should sketch them out first, just because because I sketch so light that you're not going to be able to see it until I get to the inking stage. So I'll try to keep talking so that it's not totally boring, since there's not a whole lot of visuals that you can actually see yet. Let's see. We'll have this hand coming out maybe in his pocket here. He's just kind of lounging back, hanging out. We'll do like a leather jacket. I think it could be leather jacket. It could be, I don't know. Jean jacket to me says more heavy metal. When I think punk, I think more like a leather jacket. We could have some spikes in here and stuff too, but maybe we'll give him like a kind of a spike, like a studded choker or something. Again, sorry if you can't see this just yet. It'll come together. I can hold it up a little better, but I can't draw with it standing up there like that. Love the puns, Frank. Here, I'll pull this one up. I draw in an audience. No plans on canceling you, Frank. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull this back, and then, of course, we're going to give him a spiky bracelet. And then I'm going to rip some of these, just some of the shirts so we can see, some of the bones and stuff, because we're going to definitely zombify all these characters. And then do we see anything on his shirt? Let's give him we'll see a little bit of an anarchy symbol. Just kind of high. I don't remember if which part the slash goes. Does it go all the way through? I don't remember. I had a lot of friends that were punks when I was, in high school, but I was a little more into hip hop, although I did go to a lot of punk shows with my punk friends. So hopefully I can keep this accurate, and not be too insulting to any punk rockers out there. I'm going to do a lot of pins and stuff and chains. Do a chain here, do it like a kind of lots of buckles and things like that. And then I think I'm just going to have this jacket kind of ripped here. And then we'll see some of the bone here. And let's see. He's going to have put his ear in here. And then when I'm drawing, anytime, I don't know if you can see this, but anytime I'm drawing any kind of human or undead human figure, I always like to draw these little lines to show where I'm going to put my eyes and mouth. So I kind of divide the face and I curve around the head. So I'm thinking of this as a 3-dimensional shape. I curve around there, and that way I can place everything where it needs to go. I'm going to when I draw zombies, I like making one of the eyes like really big. A lot of times I'll do that and make the other one a little smaller. Like it's just rotting away. And I don't, when I draw zombies, a lot of times I won't do any pupils. I just like the whites of the eyes. And this guy, he's going to be smoking a cigarette, I think. Not that I endorse that, but I don't know. Back in when I was collecting comics, a lot there were characters that, they did smoke. It never really, I was never influenced to want to take up smoking just because Wolverine was smoking cigars, or I think Gambit smoked cigarettes or something like that for a little bit. But I understand why they cut that stuff out. It makes a lot of sense. Let's see. I'm going to try to look over here. Oh yeah. Okay. It looks like you're kind of talking amongst yourselves here. So, all right. So let's see what we got here. And then I think I'm going to give him sort of like I said, these Liberty spikes. So it's kind of like a mohawk, but it's all basically, kind of like the Statue of Liberty. That's kind of cool. All right. And then maybe do a safety pin in the ear. The ear probably be kind of rotting away. Okay. And then we just got the bones here, kind of half bones, half like rotting flesh. And then I'll put, I like to put some I don't know what you call it, like tumors or bubbling skin or something in here. And then I like to just draw some of the skin peeling away so you can kind of see what's underneath, and then some kind of muscle and sinew and stuff like that in there. Do some of that. And then, which, I don't know if we should have, I mean, his lips would be puckered around this cigarette, but I don't know, maybe his mouth's kind of torn away too. It's almost like when you see like ghosts like eating in movies or smoking, and it just kind of goes through them. Maybe he's smoking even though half of his jaw, but I don't know if you can see that though, because his hand's kind of covering a lot of it. Oh, cool. And I'll pull this one up here. Hold on. So I still have an old Marvel anti-smoking comic from Pizza Hut. Instead of Camel cigarettes, they had puffins. I don't remember that one. I love those PSA kind of comics. Actually, you know, I know it's not as glamorous, but that's really when a lot of the professional comics I do are for like companies and things like that, and like public service and school things like that, because honestly, they pay a lot better than Marvel or DC or anyone like that. So, and my goal with something like that is to see if I can make it, despite it being sort of an educational thing, try to make it cool. You know, that's the challenge. It's kind of like when, you know, sometimes artists, they'll I think it was John Byrne? I don't know. I forgot the artist, but they were asked like, what book do you want? And then he picked like an obscure one that really didn't have a following, like a She-Hulk or something, because he knew that he would have like free range to do whatever you want with it. And I always like when people, it's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, that was not a big comic book, but look, I mean, you can make almost any idea cool if you're a good storyteller and everything. So. Yeah, I think, you know what? I wonder if I have that Spider-Man. I might have that Spider-Man no smoking one, Frank. I think I do. I'd have to look, but I think I have that one. I don't remember the Pizza Hut one. I don't think it's the same thing. I know I've got some weird, like, Tandy computer thing, but I don't think that was done by Marvel or anything. The other thing I like to do, this one, I don't know if I'll do so much, but I like to have the just the spine kind of come down and just kind of end it like it's just kind of floating, like this character is just kind of floating here. All right, so what can we do? We already drew like the anarchy symbol. So let's do, is it black flag? I'm trying to remember what the black flag, I don't remember the orientation of I think it's kind of like this. I don't know if the top one is up and the bottom ones are down, but I don't even know if you can see that. I do. Once I get the new studio going, I am definitely going to invest in a better live streaming thing, so it's a little clearer. Here, I'll hold this up a little bit so you can see that a little better. Hold on a second. All right. And again, this is, this stream is to sort of promote the launch of the Kickstarter. There, if you just go to youngandthedead.com, that will take you right to the Kickstarter. And I'm hoping to reach my funding goal. And I set a pretty modest goal, but I'm hoping to get it funded by, in the first 24 hours. So we'll see if we can make that happen. I know a lot of people, some people are waiting for payday, but I don't know. I've always kind of launched on a Tuesday. So, and some people say that's a good day to launch, but I don't know. I'm going to do some, kind of spikes coming up here. And then I could just keep going crazy with this stuff, but these are sketches. So let's see. Oh yeah, he should probably have I put a safety pin in his ear, but that's not really that evident. What's maybe like a cross earring here. And let's do some chains coming off here. So I don't know if I also put out a video earlier today talking about variant covers and, you know, showing off some of the variant covers that I did. And I just talked a little bit about how, you know, variant covers were big in the 90s. If you haven't watched that video, it's up there. You can check it out. But they were big in the 90s and they're kind of back. But in the 90s, I just got the impression that they were really kind of gimmicky. But it seems like the modern ones, it's less about just like, oh, what kind of weird printing technique or gimmick we can add on this, and more about the artwork. So they'll have like different creators do different covers, and people like, you know, they'll want to seek out their favorite artist, whatever cover they do or whatever. So I don't know. I kind of like the current version a little better as far as what the variant covers were. Because at first I was like, I'm not sure if I want to get involved with variant covers, but you know, in doing store signings and stuff, a lot of people, you know, they were just asking, well, do you have any variant covers? And so I figured, you know what, that might be it. And plus there's a lot of people that maybe have already backed the campaign. So I want to give them another option. So maybe they got all the issues, but maybe they want that, you know, that variant cover. And then we'll just do some smoke kind of coming out here. All right, so let me kind of show some of the teeth. What else can I do here? I mean, we've got some, I'm trying to think what else is kind of punk rock. I don't know, maybe that's good enough. What do you think? Think we should start inking? Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm going to get a drink real quick. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start inking this guy in. Well, maybe, you know what? I always pencil real loose, and sometimes that causes issues for me. Where is my? Oh, there. Looking for my pencil sharpener here. Let me at least get a little more definition in this hand, because it's hard for me to tell what's going on here. But that's kind of the style that I usually work in, is like really, really kind of loose. And like I said, sometimes that can be sort of an issue if I'm not careful, because I'm like, what is going on here? But in another way, I in some ways it's kind of advantageous, because I think if you are able to go loose, a lot of times your books, I don't know, it seems like it has a lot of life to it. Like if you look at somebody like a Scotty Young, who does like his stuff super, super loose, it's almost, it tricks the eye into thinking it's kind of really simple. But if you ever try to mimic that, I mean, it's really difficult. So I'm not that I'm Scotty Young by any stretch of the imagination, but I tend to, you know, pencil a little bit loose here. All right. And then, you know what, I'm gonna make this one go up high enough that it kind of covers some of that. What else? Anything else? Maybe another chain right here. All right. Let's see how we're doing on time here. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. So I'm going to use this. This is I think this is a Kiritaki Fude Pen. This is like one of my favorite pens to use. It's got two tips, but I don't use this tip. I usually just use the brush tip. So let's get started here. I'm going to start at the top and kind of work my way down. And then this is kind of tight hair. You know, his hair is kind of, so I think that I'm trying to figure out how that would, I guess maybe like that. I don't know how it would attach the hair, hit the head. Plus, you know, the head's kind of falling apart. So you never know, if you back at one of those higher tiers, you may get this one. And like I said, I mean, I usually, for these sketch covers, I usually charge, when I'm at a signing, I charge more than $100. And there's, you know, you can back this and get all the books plus one of these sketch covers for $100. So I think that's a pretty good deal. All right. Yeah, I think it's looking good. Yeah, I think I did a zombie. I think I did they weren't sketch covers. Like the last Kickstarter I did, I think I just did sketch cards. But this is the first time that, oh, JC Beichner is in the chat. Hello, everyone. That's my girlfriend, by the way. So hi there. How you doing? Yeah, help me. Help me out, guys. Let's see. All right. And the fact that she's in the chat is saying something, because she's like super busy with homework. So the fact that she took time out of her busy schedule to see what I'm doing is amazing. All right. It's looking pretty cool, I think. Yeah, sorry it's so fuzzy, you know. I'll try to hold it up a little bit. Once I get the new studio and everything, you know, I think we're going to have I'll definitely have a better camera setup and everything. I'll have something that's a little more dedicated, because this is the same kind of webcam that I use to do, you know, the on-screen stuff. Do this. And this isn't actually, the way this character's dressed isn't too far off from the way my daughter was dressed when I took her to school today this morning. She doesn't have these spiky mohawk, but she has like long white hair with like red tips that she just got, that she paid an astronomical amount at a hairstylist, but her mom paid for that. So anyway, yeah, she's kind of, I like the fact that she's an individual, because although, you know, some days she'll dress, she's kind of got that punk looking style. I don't know what you call that nowadays, if it's still punk rock or something else. Some days she'll just dress real baggy clothes, and then she does that, but she's also, you know, she's on the cheerleading team and all that kind of stuff. So she's kind of, I remember when I was in high school, everything was really cliquey, and it was just, you were like one thing or another. But I like the fact that it seems like people nowadays can be a little more individuals. All right, let's see. So let's draw in. Once you get the eyes in there, like I said, I don't usually draw, at least when I'm doing zombies, I don't like to draw the pupils. I like to keep those, see the whites of the eyes, and then make one of them a little bit bigger. And then this particular zombie, sometimes I'll draw a nose, sometimes I'll draw the kind of the absence of the nose, where the nose would be. I want to show some of the teeth kind of in here, wrapping around this where the cigarette would be, because I think the rest of the face is going to be kind of torn off. So are you guys able to see that? It's so fuzzy. It bothers me. Sorry. Hopefully that's not too, yeah. It's only a matter of time before we get the new setup, and we're going to have, it's going to be pretty awesome. And all this stuff will be super clear. And I have to talk to my friend Corey Kerr and get some pointers from him how he sets his stuff up, because he's got quite a setup. And you know what? I think like StreamYard, I think they have some like music that I can get to play while I'm doing that. I probably should add some music or something for the times when I'm not talk. I'm trying to talk while I'm doing this, but all right, let's see. Kind of do this fingertip, and just sort of the bone is exposed here. And then that cigarette kind of coming out here. Oops, I think I drew the cigarette backwards. I think the filter is down here. You can tell I'm not a smoker. Frank says Corey can fly the Millennium Falcon with his setup. He probably could. And then JC says she had a friend in high school with that exact same mohawk. Teeth were fortunately better. Hold on just 1 second here. All right. Let's see here. So we got that, and then the thumb's kind of hidden behind here. I don't know why I'm calling this stuff out, because it's kind of a jumbled mess of, I don't know, zombie. I don't even know if you can tell what's going on here. My finger's probably a little too long, but the good thing about when you draw like zombies and monsters and things like that is that your anatomy doesn't have to be perfect. You can get away with a lot. But I do want to see if I can put some of those muscles in there, or knuckles. Got the spiky bracelet there. Oh, Frank, yes, I did get the comic, and I've got a big collection of indie comics that people have been sending me. So maybe next week I'll open some of those on the channel. Yeah, I'm waiting. I think I'm waiting. Somebody said they were sending me another package, or maybe I already got it. Did I already get it? I don't remember. I've been getting a lot of mini comics in the mail, mini comics and indie comics and stuff. So I've been kind of saving them to open up live. So if you are one of those people that sent me comics, and I don't guarantee that I always show them on the channel, but like I said, I got a lot of them, so I can actually maybe make a show out of it or an episode out of it. Plus, while I'm doing this Kickstarter, I need to come up with some content that isn't super time intensive, because I need to focus a lot on the Kickstarter. So I'll be doing a lot of live streamings. I'll be doing more of these. I'll be, whether it's sketching these zombie sketch covers, or if it's some of the remarks. If you haven't seen, there's also a tier. I think it's like a $55 tier where you can get these. It's basically a zombie ice cream. Like if you ever remember the SpongeBob ice creams and things like that. Think of Batman, or even like in Spider-Man, what was Into the Spider-Verse, where he had that Spider-Man ice cream. So kind of those character ice creams, just to go along with the ice cream theme and everything as a zombie. So, and this is drawn right on the cover. So there's a tier where you can get that. And that's probably, as far as anything with original artwork, that's the lowest price tier. And those are limited. So if you want, you might want to snatch those up before they're gone. All right. Let's see, draw some spikes here. Yeah, these drawings really come together once I add the color. Like I'll kind of, if you tuned in late, this is kind of what it'll look like when it's done. Of course, my camera's not great. Oh, man, I don't know why they can't just make a webcam with decent picture. I guess most people aren't looking to put their drawings on a webcam. They're usually putting their face, and I think that's a little more forgiving. People probably don't mind if it doesn't show every single flaw and all that stuff in super high quality detail when they're showing their face. So that's probably why. But I've got to find a solution for a webcam. But nevertheless, just trying to put something out there for you guys. All right. So we've got 20 backers so far. Let's see. Can we get 21? All you have to do, if you go to it's youngandthedead.com, that'll take you right to the Kickstarter. And my goal is to fund this Kickstarter to meet my goal. And it's a pretty, it's pretty kind of a modest goal for Kickstarter, I think. But to hit that goal in the first 24 hours. So it's possible. We could do it. So I drew these buttons in, but I don't really know what I'm going to put on these buttons. So I'm trying to think what else. Dead Kennedys. That's a good one. Dead Kennedys. Okay. And then I already did the anarchy symbol on the shirt, but man, I don't think it's going to hurt to do another one. And then I already did Black Flag. I'm just trying to remember some of the punk rock logos and what I can put on there. I can take suggestions in the chat, although I don't have time to look up reference, I don't think so, unless it's something I can remember. I may not know what it looks like exactly. I know there's a lot of in the 80s, or punks had a lot of like pictures of Reagan with the thing through it, like the Ghostbusters thing. So I'm not going to get that detail, but I'll draw the little, I don't know what you call that little Ghostbusters thing. There's a term for that. Let's see. Can get some more buttons. Oh, and then I totally forgot. I think that was supposed to be sort of a collar here. Oh, and then we should do some just studs, regular like studs on here. Get the buttons and then a lot of studs, some more buttons. And then these are so small, I can just kind of draw stuff in here like, whatever that is. Like I said, especially when I'm doing sketches, the whole idea is that these are sketches, so they can tend to be a little loose. The no ghost symbol. Upside down Filey. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. So I ran out of buttons, but I'm going to add another one because that's a good one. Let's see. Let's bring this down. Do a smiley face. Oh, upside down. I almost did it wrong. There we go. All right. I think that's just a smiley face button that's been put on the jacket, and maybe it's typically when you put buttons and stuff, sometimes they'll rotate themselves around. So who knows? Maybe he was happy when he put that on there. That was before whatever this zombie apocalypse had an effect on him. All right. And let's see. Do some zippers and typically if I was going to do one of these jackets, I would probably go in here in black, but I might just color that in when I do the colors in a dark green. I think it might look cool. Again, let me hold this up and kind of see this LL Cool J one. But I do want to add some black to it, so probably needs more. Deeper under the eyes, and the nose here, and then probably just put black in his mouth here. Some shadows there. All right, let me color this. I'll color this. color in. All right. All right. Yeah, I think I'll make his undershirt black. I think that'll be. And I don't know if I want to do it all with this pen. I guess I can. Sometimes I don't like to waste the ink in these pens because I like them so much. But I definitely don't. I don't like to use Sharpies because Sharpies aren't. They're not light fast, which means they'll fade over time. So, I mean, this obviously, whoever gets this sketch cover, I don't want it to fade on them. I want it to be, I want it to last a while. So that's why I don't typically do sketches in Sharpie. There are there's Pitt makes by, is it Faber-Castell? Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know how you pronounce that company name, but they make a big fat kind of, it almost looks like a Sharpie, but it's got like India ink in it. I use those quite a bit. All right. Hold that up. I wonder if it's a lighting thing. I get a little more light. That's a little better, but I don't know if does that help at all? Let me know if that helps. Yeah, if you could see the setup that I'm working with here, I just cleared this little area on my desk where my computer is, because that's where all my live streaming setup is. So I just got to find a little space here and try to figure out. And there's really not any good lighting solution where I'm at. So I'm just so looking forward to getting this new studio set up. All right. Yeah, that pops it out a bit. And then, so we're getting there. Let's get a chain to draw on here. Let's see. Is it Lewis O'Tunes? Let's see. Looks cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, Heather Brown. I haven't seen Heather in a while. How's it going? 13-year-old and loving it. Well, that's awesome. Tell your son I said hi, and I'm glad that he's enjoying it. I'm just trying to, who else I'm just trying to call some of the people that have joined the chat. Gabrielle. I don't think I missed anyone. I think I called most people out, so. But yeah, it's good to see some familiar faces and new people as well. Like, it's just been a while since I've done these live streams. All right. And again, these sketch covers will be available at certain tiers. And I don't know there's not right now. There's no add-ons. You can add a blank one. So if you just want to get one of the, let's see if I have any here. If you just want to get a blank one to do your own sketches on it, those are available as add-ons or featured in some tiers. But if you back at a couple of the higher levels, you can get these original sketch covers as part of your backer reward on my Kickstarter. Again, all you have to do is go to youngandthedead.com, and that's for my comic book Young and the Dead, which is a kids versus zombie adventure story. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. So if you're a fan of like Stranger Things or all those old action adventure films of the 80s starring kids like Goonies, Monster Squad, E.T., Stand By Me, Explorers. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Flight of the Navigator, that type of stuff. It's sort of my homage to that type of genre, I guess. I'm glad I pronounced your name correctly. I'm just, yeah, that was probably a fluke because I'm usually horrible at pronouncing names. All right, let's see. And then we've got, I'm going to have this kind of spine just kind of, it's not attached to anything. It's just kind of hanging down here. Like he's sort of been ripped out and he's sort of floating. We'll have some blood or whatever dripping down. And it's funny, like, so when I did the variant covers, I realized, because people were asking this, is like when Gary did his cover, they're asking about the blood, if there was a certain color, which was good that he called that out. I must have mentioned it before, but because in my comic book there, and it's the interior is black and white, so I never had to draw the blood in color. But when when the zombies in my book turn into zombies, their blood turns into like a green blood, just because I don't know, because it is all ages for the most part. I guess you would say it's like a PG-13 or 80s PG, which, you know, like Goonies. Like if you're okay letting your kids watch Goonies, I mean, there's some cursing and stuff in it, but there's not a lot of I don't think there's anything really too bad in Young and the Dead, but other than, you know, obviously some semi-horrific images just with the zombies and them falling apart and stuff like that. So that's kind of up to you. Like Heather said that her 13-year-old son loves it. So, so if you're comfortable, but you know, it's like a kid empowering thing, you know. I just like the fact that the kids are the heroes in these stories. And I always liked that when I was, you know, when I was watching those movies. Okay, I think we're sort of rounding a corner on this before. Let's see. Before I start to add some of the color in here. So let me just draw this kind of smoke in here. All right. So I'm going to sign this thing, and then I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and I'll start on another one. I'm probably not going to finish both of them, I don't think, but I'll just start penciling another one and let this dry a little bit, because if I go over it right now, it might smudge. So who knows? If you like this one, it is possible. It may, you know, it could be yours. It just depends. So what are we, 2022, right? It's not, yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to put this aside for a sec. Here, let me see if I can hold this up. Let me see if I can get the lighting. See if this, oh, that's way too bright. All right. There. If I could hold this up the whole time. No, now I'm getting, like I said, the lighting situation in here leaves a lot to be desired. But so there's one. I'll let that dry. Let me get another one out here. All right. So what do I want to do this time? I'm going to get a drink first. So Reaper says he can see it pretty clear. I say they, I don't know, but so yeah, it's. I mean, I think you could see it. Oh, so Heather wants to know what a variant cover. Let's see. What does it mean? So a variant cover is it's the same comic. So there's an issue. Like with issue 5, there's the standard cover and the variant cover. So it's just, and it's a little more rare. So like I'll print up like say if we get, you know, if we get 20 people back, I'm just throwing a number out there. If we get 20 people backing and I order like 25 comics or whatever that minimum order is, once after that print run, I'm not planning on printing anymore. So it's more of a limited, you know, edition, and the variant covers are done by other artists. So I hired some of my friends to do artwork for them. Here, well, let me show you. So I got the ones that I drew. Like this is minus the little sketch here that I drew on here. That's for a certain tier. That's called a remark. So when you draw on the cover, I mean, when you get that tier, I actually draw this little thing right on the cover and sign it and everything. So minus that, that's the standard cover. And then my friend Russ Leach did this cover for issue number 5, which is the current issue. And then this is done by Federica Marchetti, an artist that I've been working with who's amazing. And these are just color printouts, like color copies. The color's not that great on here, but they look a lot sharper. Like if you look at them on the Kickstarter campaign, you'll see this one is this one's issue 4. This is issue 3, done by my friend Gary Hodges. This is issue 2, done by my friend Corey Kerr. And this is issue 1 by my friend Joshua Kimball. So the variant covers are just different artists doing an alternate version of those covers. So that's what a variant cover is. Hold on a second. All right. So 80s. Let's see. What do I want to do? Okay. All right. I think I did one of these before, but I can't help it. I'm gonna do a zombie Mr. T, I think. So the theme of all these sketch covers are going to be 80s, kind of iconic 80s images done as zombies. So I'm going to do a zombie Mr. T. Let's see. This one I will need to pull up a little bit of reference here. So, well, I don't know, man. There's so many good pictures of Mr. T. The one I'm looking at right now, he's smiling. I don't want Mr. T smiling, but I like the pose. So let's see. This is gonna be difficult because he's usually, when I draw zombies, they're all gaunt and bony, but you can't really. I don't know if you can do that with Mr. T. Also, I'm trying to read. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just reading this. Let's see. Zombie and workout gear. Okay, yes, that will be here. Let me pull that out, Thomas. So Thomas Adams says he wants a zombie and workout gear. I'll definitely do one. I'm definitely going to do one in like a tracksuit, and then I've got some. I have some. I want to do one like an aerobic one, and I actually found an image that I liked, but it was of Olivia Newton-John, and since she just passed away, I don't want to do a zombie version of Olivia Newton-John. So I will do some kind of aerobic type zombie though. So anyway, let's see. Frank says I'm at 21 backers. All right. I don't have time to go into the campaign. I'll pull up the campaign, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. So right now we're at $866 out of our $1,200 goal. So we're getting there. I really think it is possible by the first 24 hours hitting our goal, which is good because that might get the attention of Kickstarter. One of my other goals this time is to get the project we love from Kickstarter. So I'm hoping, I'm going to source that's going to happen because I hadn't got one of those before. But I think if we hit our goal in the first 24 hours, then maybe Kickstarter will take notice, and they'll give me a little boost with that project we love. Because I definitely think this is something that Kickstarter would get behind. I notice I was kind of watching some of the stuff they pick, and there's a lot of not safe for work stuff on Kickstarter, and they don't usually give those campaigns the project we love. So I think they're looking for other things that may cater to a broader audience, even though I guess there is some horror elements to it, but I think we can get that. So that project we love. So thank you. I don't know. I know Heather was talking about maybe backing. If that was you, Heather, thank you. Whoever did back, if it was somebody who's on the chat, thank you. I'll go back in later and kind of look at and hopefully give a shout out to everyone. But right now I'm going to get back to this Mr. T. I don't know if I'll finish this one on the stream. Let's see. Like I said, I've got a hard out. I've still got some time. I think I've got about 45 minutes. So probably not enough to get it all done in color, but usually the color stage doesn't take too long. I just want to give that other one some time to dry. Hold on. Oh, whoa. We just got Frank says we got 22 backers. Or is that what we had? Is that what we had before? Let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, well, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. And my goal was to get some backers while I'm doing these live streams. So, and I'll be doing, hopefully enjoy this. Maybe, it might be possible I can get a better lighting set for the next one, even without having the new studio, but we'll just have to see. So, all right, let's yeah, Mr. T is going to be a little different because I don't want to. Oh, I guess this is our second mohawked character today. It's funny because the first three that I did, they all have a music theme. They all got like either a boombox or a Walkman or something like that. So again, and earlier I had people call these out as far as this is the Footloose kind of homage. This one is from Say Anything, and this is sort of I found this picture on Pinterest of LL Cool J holding up the boombox like that, and I thought that would be cool to do. So even though LL Cool J is kind of a buff guy too, but he's kind of gaunt in this too. So I don't know. It doesn't necessarily. I don't think anyone's going to look at this and say LL Cool J, other than the Kangol hat, maybe. Let's see. All right. So again, when I draw faces, I usually divide it here so I know where to put my eyes. And typically, just a little hint, I've talked about this before, but it's, when you're drawing eyes, typically there's an eye in between each eye, about the size. So some people may put their eyes too far apart, and sometimes I'll do that too. And also if you're going real cartoony, obviously if you're doing like a Calvin and Hobbes, those eyes are going to be really far apart because they're little beady eyes. But when I'm doing zombies, a lot of times I'll draw like one big eye and everything. But typically where the nose is, there's about an eye length in between each eye, just if you want to try to get that right. So this one, maybe I'll give him sort of a half shoot away nose or let's see. I don't know, we'll see. And then he's got the mohawk that kind of comes down here. You got to make his beard like super scraggly. I wonder if I should put I don't know, maybe a word balloon with him saying, I don't want to just say I pity the fool, but something that has something to do with zombies or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? So Nate in the chat, I'm just going to call this up. Mohawks are in. I can only grow a reverse mohawk. Too bad. Yeah, I had that like when I was younger. It still is. I kind of had like curly hair, so I could never grow long hair. It just grew out. And like I've got two sons, and my oldest son has got real straight hair, and it's like super long. And then my younger son's got super long hair, but it just frizzes out and it's all curly and everything. So he's got my hair. All right, let's see. We'll draw kind of okay, so we're gonna have to give him sort of the rotting teeth and everything here, just to make him look, otherwise he's just going to look too much like Mr. T. Maybe I'll have some of his face torn away. There we go. Maybe you can have some of his brain exposed here. That's one thing I noticed when Russ did his variant cover. He had one guy's brain that was just like spilling out of the back of his head, which I thought was pretty cool when I saw that. But it was so cool getting those variant covers back, like from the artists who were working on them, and just seeing other people's interpretation of my characters. you know. I don't know. Maybe his jaw is kind of off kilter a little bit. Let's see. And then he's got lots of earrings and things, and all his gold chains. So I know he had that one kind of famous kind of leather jacket with all the colors, but I can't remember if that was him or his character B.A. Baracus from A-Team that wore that. I mean, they're pretty much, it's kind of the same guy. There's not much different than I think, but there are some, because I think I thought I heard some trivia that in the A-Team, that everyone says like, I pity the fool, or maybe was that like his catchphrase? And then people would say that he said it in A-Team, which he never did because he was a different character. I don't know. Or was it the opposite? All right. Now he's got all these chains. These are going to be fun to do. I wonder how much that weighed, Or I wonder how long it took him to put all these chains on. All right. And I remember he would have all kinds of all his chains, like he would have different religious symbols, like from different religions. Like he would have the Star of David, and he would have a cross, and he would have just, I think I remember him talking about the reason he did that. There was a reason for it, just probably like a unity thing, but I remember him doing that. So let's see. This is where it gets a little tricky with the big muscles, but I still want to, I'll draw the muscles in, and then I guess I'll kind of chip away at them a little bit to maybe show some bones and stuff like that. And of course, he's got all the bracelets as well. And this is one of the hardest things to show, is the pointing the thumb, pointing the finger out and making it look, I don't know if I could. It's really hard to pull this off, especially with a zombie, with him looking like a zombie, Let's see if I can do this. But that's kind of his fame. He always had that pointing pose, like almost all the time he'd be pointing. Now it just looks like a thumbs up because he can't. I mean, even the photo that I'm looking at for reference, I mean, you could barely tell that he's pointing. It's such a weird angle. I think. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. Let's see. Yeah. Frank says all of his characters were pretty much Mr. T. Yeah, pretty much. Kleber Lang, B.A. Baracus. I don't know who else did he play? Anyone? I'm just gonna kind of cheat it and just have it so mangled that you can't even tell what's going on. But it does look like he's pointing. Maybe, you know what? I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult. All right, let's see. So he's got. So the picture I'm looking at, if you could see this, it's Mr. T from a People magazine, and he's got little kittens all around. I don't think I'm going to be drawing the kittens. So I'm just gonna have, gonna have one arm with just a bone hanging out. This arm is just totally like falling off. And then again, I want some kind of exposed. Maybe we should show a little bit of the bone in here, and then have some muscle in here that's kind of torn away. And then skin kind of coming down. Can you see that? I know it's really rough. Unless it's zombie kittens, Nate says. All right, let's see. And then all right, let's see. And he's got, it's funny. It's kind of, in some of these pictures, it looks like he has a little bit of a gut. Some of them he doesn't. Oh no, you know what he's got? I forgot. He's got this like weight belt that he has. Maybe that's to hide a little bit of a gut. And no, not insulting Mr. T, because he would definitely kick my ass, but I guess I just never noticed that. And it's only in a few of the pictures. He may have, let himself go a little bit. And it's not like huge, but yeah, this weight belt. And then beyond the weight belt, that's when we'll have, just like the other one, we'll kind of have the spinal column kind of, and then some flesh. And I don't know, do I want to have maybe some intestines coming down here? There we go. All right. That's kind of fun. All right. Let's see. So I don't know. I guess if I don't ink this now, what are we doing on time? Because it's not going to take me too long to color it. You know what? I'll probably, I'm definitely not going to have time to color them. So it's not going to matter if I ink him, if I have to. So I'm gonna go back to the other one. I'm gonna start coloring it in, and then I'll get back to this one. So see if you can see that. Let me hold this light, see if that's a little clearer. Nope, maybe not. Man, I don't know if you can see that or not. All right, so back to this punk rock guy. Oh, it looks like we got another, we're at over $900, so we're inching up. We got 23 backers. Here, let me go back to, let's see. Go back here. There we go. All right, so now we're at $916 out of our $1,200 goal. So we're getting there. And I probably only have another, I don't know, 15, maybe at the very most 30 minutes. So I'd definitely like to get at least one more backer before that's over. If not, hopefully two, that would be nice. So let's set that as our goal, because I think if we can, well, that would kind of have to be at higher levels, but let's just say, yeah, it would be nice to hit, if we could hit 1,000, that would be awesome. But we don't have a lot of time before I got to close out the stream. But I'll be doing more streams and stuff like that. So let's get to coloring. Let's get back. We'll start coloring this guy here. And then let me erase some of this here. I drew it in green pencil. So and I'm gonna color these guys in green. So it looks like it's dry because doesn't seem to be smudging. So that's a good sign. But I'm someone who I like to see some of the pencils, on our original artwork that I have. Like, I think Russ is going to be sending me his original artwork from the UK, so hopefully he'll get here undamaged and everything. Let's just see kind of what it looks like. Because he asked me if I wanted original artwork. I said yeah, but I thought he worked mostly digital. But he said no, I'll do it. I'll give you it in. Everyone else, I think, Gary and Corey, and I do have the original from Josh. He drew it traditionally. And then Federica also does her stuff digitally. I mean, I would have really liked to have, if she did original artwork, because I'm just a huge fan of her artwork. I just found it and I started working with her on a project, and I want to work with her again because she turns stuff around quick, and it's just amazing. And she does everything from, back. I mean, if I could I wish I could show some of the stuff that she did, because like a lot of it took place in the hospital, and tons of crowd scenes and vehicles and all kinds of stuff. And she just drew all of it. So yeah, I think she's got a pretty great career doing artwork. All right. So let me. Oh, hey, Peter, how's it going? Here we go. Let's see. Let's pull Peter up. So Peter and I go way back. We used to live stream together all the time, and he's got he live streams all the time on his channel. So it's good to see you in the chat, Peter. Yeah, so I just launched my Kickstarter for Young and the Dead. It's at youngandthedead.com, and I'm going to be doing a lot of these live streams for the next month or so to help promote the Kickstarter and everything, and probably on other shows. So I mean, yeah, I don't know if you're open to have somebody on your show, Peter, but I'm going to try to be making the rounds. So let's see. All right, let me see. I just want to test my colors out here. So I think that's pretty light. I just want to find whatever is my lightest one. Okay, I think that's right. So I usually start light and then work my way up. So let me see. Again, in case anyone just joined, I'll show you some of these, what they look like. So I'm just going to go with green. And these sketch covers are available at some of the higher tiers. I think the lowest tier you can get one of these sketch covers is like at $100. But I keep telling people, when I do these sketch covers, drawings like this, when I do signings and things, I charge more than $100. And when you back this, you don't just get this cover, you also get, like all the issues and stuff and extras and whatever stretch goals we hit. So, I mean, it's really a good deal, and they are limited because I can't do, hundreds of these things. It just take me forever. So they are limited. So if you do want to make the investment and you want to get one of these original sketch covers, you probably are going to get in your original artwork for me at that price, especially with all the other stuff. So those are definitely available at certain tiers. So yeah, and you could get this thing that I'm drawing right now. We'll find out. All right. So I'm just going to go in, and I just sort of do these pretty loose. Like I said, I start light, and then I just kind of build on that. And the other thing, let's see, sometimes I forget, but I want to color in the logo. So I'm going to do it like a gradient. So I'm going to start with light, and then once I pull out some of the darker markers, I'll go in and make a gradient. Again, you can kind of see, hopefully you can see that starts off dark on the bottom and kind of, so. Yeah, I'll reach out to you, Peter, about getting on the show. I know I want to reach out to there's a lot of people that, some people have reached out to me, and then, and I know, Peter, you had mentioned, I know you got a Kickstarter that I think you did the inking for. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but you're talking about getting him on Artcasters. We're going to try to get him on, and if you want to come on with him, that's cool. I saw whose show were you on? I'm trying to remember whose show you were just on. Was it Comics de la Muerte or what? No, what? I'm trying to remember what show you were on. Let me know in the chat. Was it Saladar's? Was it? Oh yeah, it was. That's right. So yeah, next week. I think we're gonna have a different guest because I just want to. Since I'm kicking this off, I want to kind of not to be selfish, but I want to promote my own Kickstarter. And it looked like the one you're working on is still going to be running. So maybe the week after. Hopefully we'll get you guys on. But I did catch a little bit of that on Frank's. I haven't gone back and watched the replay, but he looked like a cool guy and everything. So, and I want to find out more about the podcast and everything that he does. So we'll see. We'll try to get him on the show. And if, like I said, Peter, if you want to come on with him too. All right. Yes, the Tarako Creative Cast. Sorry, Frank. I do watch so many live streams, and it's like, whose show was that? And you guys were winding down when I did kind of log in. So I think we got another backer. So we're getting there. We might hit that $1,000 by the end of this live stream. It's possible. It's possible. Yeah, and definitely I want to be on the Tarako Creative Cast. Let's see. I don't know if I have. I wonder if I have time to do a live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's a little crazy over here because not to get too personal, my ex-wife was just in the hospital and she's been sick, so I'm kind of I'm taking my daughter to dance and picking her up and all that stuff. When I usually don't do that all the time. I do it some of the time. Like I'll usually bring her and then she'll pick her up, but I got to kind of pull double duty. So, so tomorrow night I might just need a night off because I think I got to take her to dance. This time it worked out good because she's there for like 3 hours. So I dropped her off and then I started the live stream, and then I'm going to go back and pick her up and after this is over. But all right. And Gary's in the chat. Gary Hodges, did you get the email that I sent with your finished? Well, your finished cover was, I don't know if you had the version with the trade dress and everything on it before that, but yeah, I sent everyone that did a variant cover for me. I sent one of them out. So if you guys want to post that, show everyone what you did, and then leave a link, I would definitely appreciate that. All right, and then again, I'm going to leave the whites for the eyes there. Definitely like that when I'm doing my zombies. So that's the first pass. And then this, I don't know if this isn't that much different, but like I said, I just kind of build. So and also you want to figure out where your shadows are coming from, your light source is coming from here. So the darker stuff's going to be on this side, and then since it's kind of under, it'll be like that. Man, I'm liking this already. It's so, it's just kind of loose but it just adds so much. I love it. I love what these look like when you add just these little splashes of color on here. Yeah, I emailed it to you, Gary. So hopefully I had your right email address. But I didn't see any response. I mean, I know Russ is in the UK and Federica's in Italy, so they might not get that till tomorrow. But I sent you and Josh and Corey the covers. So I'm not sure if Corey even saw, with the logo and everything. And then I still need to get, if Corey, if you're watching this on the replay, I'll reach out to you, but I still need to get, if you're going to do a profile for the back cover, because those I still need to do. There's still a lot of work I need to do. One of the things I really pride myself on is that I try to get these Kickstarters out like ASAP, as soon as I can. As soon as the campaign wraps up, I send the stuff off to print, and I try to plan it so, I can get these things out, because I don't, I think I set the goal for December, but I'm really planning on getting this out a lot quicker than that. Because I like to, I guess under promise and over deliver. So, and all the thing with this campaign, all the artwork is already done. So yeah, we're getting there. Frank. All right. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully it'll continue to go after I'm live streaming. I don't know how much it's just helping because I am live streaming, but then again, this will be put up on YouTube, and some people might check it out later. So it still might get some people to watch. The video that I put out earlier, I didn't put anything about my Kickstarter, and maybe I should have. My girlfriend was telling me I should have, but sometimes if they see Kickstarter, they think you're trying to sell them something. So I didn't put anything about the Kickstarter in the title of that video, and it wasn't get a ton of views. It's hard for me to predict what gets views and what doesn't. That's kind of a bright color. I don't like that one. Let's see. Okay, that's better. But it was kind of a good video. I just talked about variant covers, and I showed some of those off. But I figured I was going to do this Kickstarter launch party, so that would be, that was be when I sort of announced the Kickstarter. But so far, this campaign's been going better than the last campaign. Was I ran into some issues with Facebook. So this time I'm not relying heavily on Facebook, because what happened my last campaign is that Facebook sort of banned me, and the reason why was because the name of the comic book is Young and the Dead. Somehow their algorithm, their robots, they assumed that because the words young and dead were together, that it was somehow something that was harmful to children. So I couldn't post anything about it for a whole 24 hours. And that 24 hours before they actually had somebody look at it and say, oh yeah, this is fine, this isn't a problem. Because robots don't understand nuance or anything like that. So they're just oh no, these two words together, that's not good. You're trying to kill children or something, which obviously it couldn't be the furthest from the truth, because, this is largely a book for kids of a certain age, I guess, teenage kids or whatever. But anyway, so before they could actually get to review it, I couldn't post anything about it on Facebook. And that first 24 hours is crucial. That's why it's really important that I can have this book funded day one. Again, that's going to hopefully send a message to Kickstarter that this is a project to watch, and then maybe they'll give me the project we love, which haven't got before, but I'm hoping that'll happen. So, but so far we're off to a great start, and that's thanks to all of you guys. I'm sure, now, my audience is a little bit bigger, and the way I look at it, the more content I put out there, the more I give to you guys. And then, every once in a while I'll have something like a Kickstarter or a product that I launch. And because I'm sharing so much stuff, people, they want to give back. So, and I definitely appreciate that. So, all right. So we're getting close here. I got to check the time here. Okay, yeah, I think we'll have just enough time to finish coloring this guy, and then we'll wrap things up. So we're getting there. We're going to need, I think we've got the backers that I shot for as far as my goal, but I really would, I'd like to hit, if I could hit, we don't have a lot of time. If you're on the fence, we've got about maybe 15 minutes before I wrap this up. If we could get this thing to 1,000, that means we'd only have 200 after that to go. And I think that's a possibility, because we still got overnight, and there's people in other countries and stuff that are going to be waking up, and hopefully they'll see some of this stuff. So maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and then we'll have hit our goal, which would be awesome. So. Yeah, well, the problem was, Nate, because Nate's talking about separating the words. The problem was I didn't know that when I first posted it, and then once you do that, I think they're smart enough to see, oh, this guy's trying to get around it or something like that. So yeah, it was just there was nothing I could do. So I put up a whole video saying, check this out. This is Facebook's doing. I could really use the help because they're not allowing me to share it. So this time I just said, you know what, I'm just going to build my mailing list and I'm still going to use Facebook to promote, but I'm not going to rely on it. And hopefully their algorithm's smart enough that now it's figured that out. So if I did do that, it would know better now, but who knows, You could ask Corey about all that stuff. He's the tech, what do you call that? Like Chicken Little. I don't know, what do you call that? Or doom and gloom. I don't know what you call that. I'm trying to think of the word for it. All right, so now we'll do this little gradient on here. This story Josh was telling me about, like at his work, the people that aren't in the art department, they were saying, can't you do like an ombre? Like, we want an ombre look. And Josh is like, what? A what? And I didn't know what that meant either. Apparently that's like with nails and stuff. Like when people do nails, it's called ombre. And I guess that, and so they were saying that, and like, what is that? That's not like a term that we use in art. That's something else. So I thought that's funny, but yeah, if you want to call it an ombre effect, that's fine too. Anyway, it's almost midnight on the East Coast. Well, let's see. Yeah, Thomas mentioned that. Yeah, so a lot of people are going to be going to sleep. A lot, but hopefully, hopefully people will be, like I said, there's people in other countries and stuff that'll be waking up to this and everything. So I think it's possible that we could hit our goal in 20, because I launched it around, I think 8:30 Pacific time, maybe. So we have until then technically to get funded in that first 24 hours. And if you did back, I really do appreciate it. And I know some people are waiting for payday and stuff like that. So, but also like even though we're kind of off to a really good start on this Kickstarter, all Kickstarters have a lot of success right out the gate, and then it just dips. I mean, there's not a Kickstarter that doesn't dip unless they get some kind of crazy media attention or something like that. So the middle of the campaign, even though we're almost at our goal now, there's going to be a lull in there. So I'm going to be doing what I can to get the word out while we're in that lull. So if you don't get paid till Friday or next Friday, then that might even help to back it at that point, because it'll give a little boost in the middle there. So we'll see. All right. So now what I'm going to do, if you can look at this, I'm going to add some of these kind of Kirby crackle effects behind here. So let's get the lightest one. I think that, yeah. And then we'll go in here. And then what I'll do after that, let me check my time here. All right. Yeah, I think we're doing okay on time. I think it takes me about a half hour to get to the dance studio from here to pick up my daughter, which is where I'm heading after I close the stream out. Okay. Yeah, I love this Kirby crackle. And then what I'll do is I'll go through with a white pen, and I will that'll kind of help pop this guy out. But I'm pretty happy with this guy. And then we've got the Mr. T. I might save that for another stream. I might not even go back to it right now. I mean, I could do it off screen. I mean, I don't know, some of these I might do off screen. It just depends how many backers we get that are getting these. Oh, Keith Harper said he just pledged. Thanks, Keith. Oh yeah, we're so close. Awesome. I appreciate that, Keith. Yeah, we're getting there. You guys are helping me out. So one more time, if you just joined the stream, I'm doing these zombie sketch covers. These are tiers that are available in the Kickstarter. You get this for much less than I usually charge for original sketch. Plus you get all the books with it. So it's really, I know it's kind of a higher tier, but it is original art. So it is, you're going to get original art from me cheaper than you would anywhere else. Plus you're going to get the, all the books and all the extras. And since we're so close to already hitting our goal, once we hit our goal, I'm going to start figuring out our stretch goals. And I've got some really cool, I don't want to say what they are yet, but I've got some really cool stretch goals planned. And the way stretch goals works on Kickstarter, if once we hit those stretch goals, everyone who backs at a physical level will get those. It's just added to whatever pledge you have. So we've got some really cool stuff. There's some that I really hope we can hit, because if we don't hit, like last time around, there was one stretch goal we just didn't hit, and I was like, oh man, I really wanted to print those up. So, but we're on a better core. We're kind of more on track than we were on the last Kickstarter. So So that's awesome. All right, here we go. And now what we're going to do is, I got my white thing here, the white pin. Is this working? Oh, maybe that's not the best one. There, that's a little better. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go around this to kind of pop this out. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff, like last minute stuff. It's been kind of hectic over here. So maybe the next live stream I can figure out a way to try to get either some better lighting, or I figure out a way. I wonder if I could hook up like my iPhone as a camera, if it would be a little sharper. And the problem is it might be focusing on my hand too, might be part of the problem. But maybe there's a way, maybe I search that. If anyone has any tips on stuff like that for live streaming artwork with like a webcam, let me know. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is just something that I always do. I like having this little. It's not like some people might even miss it, but I think it just kind of helps pop it out. And these are the same. These are the Molotow One for All acrylic premium. It's called a pump marker. It's like a paint pen. These are the best ones that I found. There's a couple different sizes. These One for Alls, and that's what I use. That's what I use when I do the remarks here. So the remarks are kind of complicated because you have to figure out what your shape's going to be to begin with, and then you have to block it out in white on the cover because this is drawn right on the cover, and then you have to color it first. Well, you pencil it. I'll put the pencil in, then you color it, and then you ink after it, because if you try to ink, it typically will smudge. So it's a little bit of a backwards process, but these Molotow pens, they're the same ones I use to block out the white on these covers, so I can do the remarks. And if you're joining this late or whatever, I'm hoping to do more of these live streams, and I'll show my process for doing some of the like the remarks and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, just depends how many of these sketch covers I get people to back, and they are limited. You still got some time, if you want to back one of these, there's still some time. But they are limited because I don't want, it'd be a good problem to have. Like I had 100 people backing at those levels, but doing 100 sketch covers would be a little exhausting. So they are limited. But the ones, like I said, the ones with the remarks, that's like a $55 tier. And that's the cheapest you're going to get the original art for on the cover and everything, all the other stuff. So I think that's like the early bird special, which, I was kind of like in the back of my head, I was like, oh, I hope you sold out like real quick on that. But I think on my last Kickstarter, I didn't even sell out of the early birds, but we never know. This gives you a goal to shoot for. So this Liberty Spike's going to kind of go over the logo here. And then I guess I should fill that in a little more. There we go. And then I see a little place where in the eye where it bleeded a little bit out. So there we go. Let me see if I can. There we go. Sorry again for the color. I'm going to try to get better studio lighting. And like I said, I'm building an all new studio. And once I get that, we're going to have, hopefully, it's just going to be a whole different experience. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been live streaming like artwork, just because the setup that I have right now. And I want to set up where I can be on screen and also show when I'm drawing and be on screen and all of that stuff and pull stuff up. So that's kind of the goal. So I'll kind of, again, pull these up here before I get going. I'm going to have to go pretty soon here. But Here you can see these are the covers that I have so far. So it's possible that one of these could be yours if you back at one of the sketch cover levels. So there's those. And then if you're an artist yourself, you can just get a blank sketch cover and you can draw your own sketch on it. And these are available. There's some tiers that have these, and there's also, it's autofocusing. There's some tiers that have these included, or you can add these as add-ons, not the sketch covers, though there's no add-ons for that. But the blank sketch cover, you can add that to one of your pledges. You can also add all the standard covers and the variant covers. So let me show you before I go. If you missed it, let's see. That is the variant cover for issue number 1 by Joshua Kimball. This is sort of an homage to the old EC comics like Tales from the Crypt, Vaults of Horror, Weird Science, stuff like that. So definitely, and he kind of set the pace for this. He did this actually as a gift for me for my birthday. So we already had this one done, and he said, "Oh yeah, that could be one of the variant covers. That's awesome." And then from there, so he used a different logo and everything. So I was like, okay, let's do different logos. You know, this is the logo. This is my normal logo that's on all my other books, and they kind of run throughout, and they kind of have the same look to each of them. But I wanted these to be totally different. So they all have their own logos to them. This is the one that Corey Kerr did. This is issue 2. And then, so we came up with the solution to do sort of like a throwback to Bronze Age Marvel with the Cirqueworks comic group and everything like that. So this is the one. That's Corey's artwork for issue 2. Then Gary, who I think he's still in the chat. This is the one that Gary did for issue 3. And so this is the one I know. I think I said I want you to do something with the Trans Am and these 2 characters, because these 2 characters sometimes don't always, because they kind of get split up in the comics with the rest of the team, and so they're kind of off on their own adventure for a little bit, and so they don't always appear on the covers. So, but I wanted these 2 characters on the cover and wanted the Trans Am, and he just did an amazing job on that. So this is a little more modern take with the way we did the logo on this one. This one is Federica Marchetti, and she, again, awesome artist. She did this is issue 4. This takes place in an arcade, and I just love the action and I don't know. It's just like there's just so much stuff going on and everything. So much I'm just at a loss for words. It's great. And then the most recent one that I just got this. I just got the artwork for this, the black and white artwork for this, like I think Friday. I think I got it Friday, and then I colored it and everything, because this was the last piece of the puzzle, because I had an artist that I had hired to do the cover, and unfortunately there was a situation where he couldn't do it. So I called up Russ, and he's like, "Oh," he says, "I would love to do one, but I'm not free until like the beginning of last week." And I said, "Well, can you get it to me in like 3 days, and then I can color it?" And we made it happen. So, but I mean, this I love too. So this is for the current issue. This is for issue 5. And as you can see, the ice cream truck and everything like that. So all these variant covers are available in specific tiers and as add-ons. And these are obviously printouts. And the color on this isn't too great. Plus the camera setup's not that great. They'll look a lot sharper and better quality when they're actually printed. So there's that. The other thing I want to mention before I go, unlike a lot of Kickstarters, you're not going to be surprised when you go back, and then unless you're international, we'll get to that in a second. But if you are in the U.S., free shipping to anyone in the U.S. All right. So whatever the price you back at, if you're in the U.S., that's the price you're going to pay. Okay. So I really wanted to have that not be, because sometimes I'll back something and it's like, whoa, with that shipping, because I can spare this much, but with that shipping, it's a lot. Now, speaking of shipping, if you're outside of the U.S., there's no way around it. Shipping's going to be expensive. That's just the way it is. There's nothing I can do other than this is to give you extra stuff. And so if you are international backer, you're going to have to pay, I think $25 anywhere internationally. However, I've got this, and this is available. These things are going to be, I'm going to show you here. I'll just put this out. These are going to be available for U.S. backers if they want to pay for it. It's going to be $30, but international backers get this stuff thrown in for free to kind of offset that crazy shipping cost. So although you're paying $25 to have it shipped, you're getting $30 worth of extras. So, and like I said, if you're in the U.S. and you want to pay that extra $30, there's an add-in for that. But you get the Young and the Dead paper mask. You get the zombie research. So if you don't want to be disturbed, put this on your door. You've got that, and then this is really cool. The 3D zombie print with the 3D glasses. So you get these 3 prints plus this die cut sticker, the vinyl sticker. So that is included. If you're international, you get all of this stuff thrown in there. No additional costs. Of course, you do have to pay for that shipping. That's, I'm not Amazon, so I can't offer shipping like that. I'm doing the best I can. But I don't know a lot of campaigns that are doing this where they're giving international backers extra stuff to kind of, because they have to pay that crazy shipping cost. But so that's that. Again, there's also tiers right now. I think it's a $55 tier that has these remark covers. These original drawings drawn right on the cover, and they're done on issue number 5. And then I think at that tier, you also get all the previous issues plus some other stuff. So pretty good deal for an original remark on a cover. So yeah, that's it for today. I've got to head out. But thank you to everyone in the chat. Let's go back over one more time to see where we are on the Kickstarter. All right, so we are at $961. We didn't quite hit that $1,000 that I was hoping to hit before the stream was over, but that's okay, because I also said if I could just get 2 more backers, and I think I got 3 in that amount of time since the last time I made that goal. But we are super close. I'm sourcing that we are gonna hit this goal in the 24 hours. So I'm hoping when I wake up in the morning, we will have reached the funding goal. And then after that, then I'm going to start looking at releasing stretch goals and things like that. So, but I just want to thank everyone who supported, everyone that's planning on support. I know not everyone, some people are waiting for payday and things like that. But if you are already back, thank you. If you're looking to back in the future, thank you. I will be doing more of these streams to get the word out. I know a few of my friends were in the chats that have streams. Reach out to me. I'd love to get on your stream and help promote this and everything. And I just love live streaming and talk, especially to old friends that I haven't talked to in a while. So thank you, everyone. I got to get out of here, but I appreciate you kind of bearing with me with the sort of poor picture quality. I will see if there's any way I can improve on that for the next live stream. But just know that better live streams are coming in the future with the new studio and everything like that. So thanks to everyone once again in the chat, and I will see you guys. I don't know. It could tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll just kind of drop these. Whenever I can, I'll kind of drop some of these live streams. But thanks again. Thanks for backing, and thanks for your support. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. That is all.